Item number 1, in the name of Deputy Ciaran Lynch, the need to address the deficit in foreign languages skills here. So, Deputy, 5 minutes.
Thank you, Las Ciaran Corla, and I'd like to thank the Ciaran Corla's office for granting me to speak on this adjournment debate this evening. Las Ciaran Corla, in 2002, the EU set out a target of becoming the most competitive and dynamic knowledge-based economy in the world. In 2012, the Commission...
Just interrupt you. If we could have some cueness for Deputy Lynch.
Thank you, sir.
And I'm sure for the Minister as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Las Ciaran Corla. As I was saying, Las Ciaran Corla, I hope you just give me some time back there if you can in that matter, okay? Thank you. In 2002, the EU set out a target of becoming the most competitive and dynamic knowledge-based economy in the world. In 2012, the Commission will review the progress that has been made by member countries. When examined, Ireland may well be one of the member states scrutinised for non-implementation of the objectives set out by the Commission. In addition to this, Ireland has also not taken part in a current survey on language skills, which will feed into a European-wide indicator on language competencies at secondary level. If Ireland is to have any aspirations of becoming one of the most competitive and dynamic-based economies in the world, we really do need to do a lot better in getting our students to speak a broader range of languages. If we are truly to achieve greater social cohesion, while also sustaining economic growth and the creation of jobs, education policy in general, and language learning in particular, is crucial. A Eurobarometer study in 2010 showed that 40% of recruiters in the industry sector highlighted the importance of language skills for future higher education graduates. Despite a slight uptake by Irish students in foreign languages in recent years, it is said that numbers are not increasing steadily enough to meet the demand from industry. In summary, there is a real risk that we are becoming over-reliant on the fact that in everyday work, English is our first and only language. A recent document produced by the European Parliament Committee on Culture and Education concluded that modern business is facing a very complex world where a lack of language skills can represent real barriers. At present, however, there is high demand across Europe by SMEs for multilingual speakers. However, this demand is not being met by Irish educational institutions. If one were to conduct a search on a website such as jobs.ie this evening, it would clearly indicate and demonstrate the requirement in Ireland for modern languages such as German, French, Spanish and Italian in the banking and finance sectors, accounting, sales and marketing, programming and IT, customer service, legal services and tourism and travel sectors, right across a whole range of sectors. Yet, an insufficient awareness of the importance of foreign language acquisition has caused a number of foreign language programmes at third level to be closed down, including programmes such as a degree in software development with French or German. At present, students are not being encouraged sufficiently to study languages. Many science and engineering programmes do not offer students the option to take a language at any stage of their course. This is despite the fact that Irish graduates with such qualifications are actually in very high demand right across Europe and in other parts of North America and right across the market globe. It should be noted, though, that once a programme or even a module has been dropped, it is very difficult to reinstate it, as the budget is no longer available for that programme or module at a later date. So this is becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy, Chairperson, where subjects are not being encouraged and as a result they're falling off the curriculum and then the budget is actually disappearing from them in due course. In the case of some business programmes, for example, as a direct result of modularisation, languages are competing as elective modules against other subjects, and this competition is also leading to a decrease in language take-up at third level. So, in third level, what we need to do is that foreign language skills must be promoted as an essential component of science, engineering and business degrees, as well as more traditional arts and humanities degrees where languages are very much an everyday occurrence. Work placement and study abroad programmes are currently experiencing cuts in funding, and in response to this, the Irish Government must campaign for greater funding to be allocated to work and study placement programmes such as Leonardo and Erasmus. Furthermore, the modernisation of the Leaving Certificate science syllabi and other areas in relating to the Leaving Certificate, which are currently on the agenda of the Department of Skills for review, need to embrace foreign language acquisition as part of a strategy for economic recovery. A recent report published in March of this year by the Expert Group on Future Skills and Needs states, where a job vacancy arises, job seekers with third-level qualifications coupled with work experience and foreign language skills were more than likely to be in demand by employers. This underlines the need for job seekers to engage in upskilling and for the education and training system to continually align itself with the needs of enterprise. In conclusion, Ciaran Lynch, if Ireland wants to talk business, we need to up our game in teaching languages, and the time to act is now. Thank you.
Thanks, Deputy Minister. 5 minutes. Go ahead.
Thank you, Ciaran. I'm taking this adjournment matter on behalf of my colleague Rory Quinn, TD Minister for Education and Skills. The Minister is aware of the importance of promoting competence in a range of languages to support business and employment opportunities in Ireland and abroad. However, there are a range of factors which must be considered in future decisions on language education at different levels and in the context of national, economic and social priorities. The primary school curriculum provides that pupils in Irish primary schools are taught 2 languages, Irish and English. Modern European languages are being taught at primary level in approximately 510 schools, or 15% of the overall school population, as part of an initiative that was introduced in 1998. In the participating schools, the pupils in 5th and 6th classes are taught one of 4 languages: French, German, Italian and Spanish. However, the National Council for Curriculum and Assessment has recommended against a further expansion of this initiative at present, citing issues of curriculum overload and difficulties relating to the replicability of the model across the system. The NCCA advice is set out in the context of the changing landscape in Irish primary schools since the Primary Modern Languages Initiative was first introduced in 1998. The key factors relate to the feedback on curriculum overload, the challenges highlighted in reports on language learning in Irish and English, the particular issues relating to literacy in disadvantaged schools, and the new needs which have emerged in providing additional English language support for newcomer children. You will be aware that the Minister's top priority is to advance a national literacy and numeracy strategy in schools and to ensure that more time is spent each day on developing literacy and numeracy skills. Given the difficult budgetary position, and particularly in the context of the advice from the NCCA, there will be no expansion of the Modern Languages Initiative at primary level in the near term. At post-primary level, there are a range of foreign languages available on the curriculum in schools, including French, German, Spanish, Italian, Russian, Japanese and Arabic. A post-primary languages initiative is in place since 2000 with the objective of diversifying language provision in schools, focusing particularly on Spanish, Italian, Japanese and Russian. 81% of second-level pupils study 3 languages, Irish, English and a continental language, to completion of upper second level, and over 70% of schools offer 2 foreign languages or more. Indeed, given entrance requirements for many universities, studying a language is effectively an obligatory requirement, and this is an issue that may need reconsideration in the light of the economic imperative to encourage more students to study the physical sciences in senior cycle. The Minister is aware of the demand for expansion of the range of languages on offer in post-primary schools, particularly in regard to Mandarin, Chinese and Polish. The fact remains that, however, that sustained and continued cumulative reductions in public expenditure will be essential over the coming years to at least 2015, allied with further reductions in public sector numbers. Of necessity, this must constrain the degree to which curricular reform can be promoted within our schools. The Government is prioritising an agenda of curriculum reform in science and maths and improving innovation capacity in second-level schools. The funds currently available in this difficult budgetary context do not allow for the inclusion of additional languages in the curriculum at present. However, the matter will be kept under review. To the extent that it is possible to expand provision into new languages, consideration will also have to be given to discontinuing some existing languages and reorienting provision towards the languages of more strategically and economically important countries. Students at third level have access to a wide range of foreign language courses which can be taken as core subjects or in combination with a range of other disciplines. In 2009 to 2010 year, 5,200 students are enrolled on programmes with a foreign language component, an overall increase of 16% since 2007. In the Institute of Technology sector, in particular the IoT Languages Strategy Network, is adopting a proactive approach to language learning and training and aims to foster a greater inter-institutional collaboration for languages in the sector. It should also be noted that the Erasmus Study Abroad programme has seen an increase in the number of students who have taken a study visit or a placement abroad. In addition, a wide range of postgraduate and honours degree level programmes in Chinese are offered in the higher education sector. The new higher education strategy emphasises that higher education institutions need to actively engage with stakeholders in the communities they serve, and this will be a key priority for implementation. My department and its agencies will continue to engage with industry to ensure that the education responds insofar as is possible to the emerging needs of enterprise in this area. And I wish to thank the Deputy for raising the matter.
Thanks, Minister. The next item is from Deputy Healy-Rae. The need to improve the way in which matters raised by way of parliamentary question with the Minister.